he's not physically attracted to her at the end of the night. He's not going to be attracted to you. So as much as I don't think men want a housewife or anything like that, but they do want to be pampered a little bit. They do want somebody to say, have you eaten? Do you want food? Do you want this? I got you coffee. They do like that pampering, just like women do like when a man buys them stuff and invests in them financially. But there's no intellectual intimacy with a woman who's sat at home doing nothing.
It's a term you just used, invests in them financially.
Yeah.
You just said buys them stuff and invests in them financially. That's the same shit.
But here's the thing.
Buys them stuff.
Whether we like it or not, women are attracted to men who are able to look after them.
Well, Marilyn Monroe says, okay, a rich man is as valuable as a pretty woman.
Exactly.
It's not essential, but it helps.
It sure does help, is what she says. Yeah.
So my value comes, so I'm more attractive because I'm wealthy and you're more attractive because you're pretty.
Yeah.
What are you then if you're pretty and wealthy?
Oh, you're a Sadia Khan. No, I'm joking. Can we cut that out?
So not cutting that out.
Well, if you're pretty and wealthy, then you shoot yourself in the foot. Because here's what I say. When you're a woman who's financially independent, this is what happens. Men don't invest in you at all. They don't financially do anything for you because they think she's strong. And when you don't ask for anything as well. There are women out there that are financially independent and they don't ask for anything. But we still feel loved when a man looks after us. Just like a man can cook, but he feels loved when a woman's prepared a hot meal for him. He feels loved when he comes home from with that. Even though he can get it himself and he can warm it up himself or whatever it is.
Nice, you took the time to cook me dinner and put it on the table and for us to eat together. Then I'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah, of course. Similarly, women who are financially independent, they feel loved when a man says, "Oh, I've just paid your road tax and I've just fixed your car for you," or the rent is done. It's okay, don't worry about it. We feel loved when we're invested in. It's biological. It's evolutionary.
My wife loves it when I get Cafu to fill her car up.
Yeah, we love that shit.
She's like, "Thank you so much." He said, "I don't have to go and get my."
Here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting financial investment. It's who you're giving that to. What's happening is men are investing in the wrong women. They're investing in that lazy bum entitled woman who's a housewife and then saying, she just wants me for my money. But if you choose, but when they're with a successful woman, they end up not investing in her and then she ends up feeling a bit resentful. But if you choose a good, successful woman who's wholesome and adds value and invest in her, that investment will double. But if you invest in a useless, entitled woman, there's no return on that investment.
Whenever I see a couple that look to me like a team.
Yeah.
Like genuinely look to me like
beautiful, right?
I don't mean they're both, they're both the hottest people on the planet, beautiful kids, but they just look like a team. Yeah. They talk about their business enthusiastically, they talk about life enthusiastically, they just look like they fit.
Yeah.
Okay. That to me is like the best picture you can
But here's the thing, what makes a successful couple is not 50-50 or this, that, and the other. It's both people giving their 100%. Mm-hmm. And if she's giving 100%, whether it's like looking after the home, making sure his life is easy, and he's giving 100% financially, or they're both giving their 100% both home and financially, when both people are extending themselves and putting in their full effort is when it lasts. It's not really about you do cooking, you do that. It's more about, are we both giving exactly everything we have to offer to this partner?
Okay. Can you give advice for someone who's in a traumatic, toxic relationship?
It happens a lot. What happens is with toxic relationships, they give you love in doses. So they'll be nice to you, great to you, and followed by a lot of torture. Nice, torture. And then what happens is we get addicted to that nice and we remember the nice and we hold on to that nice moment because we know it's coming. It's going to come in. Just hang in there, hang in through the toxic torture and it will come. But when you have to say to yourself, he's got potential to be good. Remember when he used to be nice. Remember when she was kind. She wasn't always like this. When you have to say those conversations to yourselves, you are lying to yourself. Because when you're saying, remember when she used to be good, remember when he used to be nice, that is really, remember when he wasn't showing you his true colors. So stop holding on to the remember when and replace it with current situation is bringing out the worst in him and me. Let's let it go.
Sadia.
Yeah, Spencer.
You told me you were 30 years old earlier. Yeah.
Well, a bit older than that. But
would you say you were?
33.
33. 33 years old. You're single.
Yeah.
You're pretty.
Yeah.
You have a career.
Yeah.
I've got to know you've got a really warm personality. You're fun to be around. You have nice energy to you.
Yeah.
Why are you single?
Guys, welcome back to my Patreon. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to approach women, okay? How, as a man, can you approach women? Now, one of the complaints women always come to me with is that men don't approach me in real life. Men just don't approach me. Men don't actually ask me on dates. And it's a real problem for a lot of girls. They're like, I want to meet somebody, but nobody's really approaching. And even online, they'll just text for hours and message for days and days, but they won't actually ask to meet up. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can approach women in the most effective way. Now, as a man, number one thing that you guys, a lot of men forget, is how important appearance is. We seem to think that it's just important for women to take care of themselves. You will see a drastic difference in how women respond to you as a man when you start working out and when you start dressing well and you get a great haircut. It's really that simple. You will see a drastic difference. I'm talking unbelievable difference. What happens is, because you hear on social media, women will say, I like dad bods, we like dad bods. They're lying to you. They like that because they might be insecure in their own body. But reality testing and objectively speaking, humans like people who take care of their body. Everybody does, because it's more aesthetically pleasing. And we've evolved to look for people who take care of their body. Yeah, it signals good immune system and good health. So ignore that myth. Get yourself in shape, first and foremost. Even if you're short, tall, whatever, get yourself into the best possible shape. Stay relatively slim, stay relatively muscular, stay in shape. Yeah, it's the biggest game changer there is, possibly. If you're overweight, of course you're going to be anxious approaching women. If you're underweight, of course you're going to feel worried about rejection. But once you take care of that, it will reduce your anxiety and your fear of rejection. So that's the first thing, is get yourself in a great shape. Second, I'm not actually single.
Is something's changed recently?
No, something's resurfaced recently, yeah. But yeah, I'm not actually single. But I do struggle in terms of situations, and
you told me something really profound when I listened to you when we were chatting that night. You told me something really profound about why you struggle with relationships.
What did I say?
Well, can you remember?
I'm going to allow you to say it.
Based around the trauma that you have with relationships and the trauma that you have with what you need from somebody.
I can't remember what I said. Can you remind me?
So you were talking about how you're not actually good for people in the state that, well, you were saying this that night.
Did I say that? I'm so profound. Yeah. What did I say?
You said you said, I'm a top shagger.
Yeah.
But that probably needs to be cut.
Yeah, no worries.
But you said that words along the lines of you don't make people feel, a partner feel what he needs to feel at the moment because of the issues that you have.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that for me?
So if I'm feeling anxious and if I'm feeling stressed and if I'm feeling unloved, I will ensure in that moment my partner feels the same emotion. And even if I have to lie to get there, even if I have to...
You and I, in a relationship, 6 months in, you're feeling unloved.
I'm feeling unloved.
Okay, you're feeling anxious.
Yeah.
And then you will do your best, and you're feeling jealous. You have and do have, so this person might listen to this episode.
Let's say you. Yeah.
You will then make me...
feel the same way.
And no matter, you'll concoct a plan consciously or subconsciously?
I would say it's always on a conscious level. It's always on a conscious level. So this is something that I've worked on now, but for a long time, this is what I would do. Say, for example, if I'm feeling anxious, jealous, insecure, I'm going to make sure you feel anxious, jealous, and insecure. Whether that means, like, I don't know, saying mean things, or if it means, not returning calls, or whatever it means, making sure you feel the same way.
Now, when you told me that, when we sat on that evening talking, that was really unusual to me.
But level of self-awareness, or that?
No. The fact that happens and you do that, I felt really sad for you.
Aww.
Okay, I felt some pain there. But now I listen to you say it right now, I'm like, that's not that uncommon.
Everyone does it. I think everyone does it. When we're feeling in a great mood, it's contagious. When you're in a good mood, you make sure, that guy that skips into the office and is like, hey guys, and tries to make everyone feel the same way. And that moody person that comes into the office is miserable and tries to make everyone feel the same way. I'm very good at not doing it in my real life, but I am very apt at making sure I do it in vulnerable relationships.
That fascinates me. That does. Are you getting better? Yeah, really.
The medication's helping.
Talk to me about your ideal client. So who would you like to, from the audience here, the people that might be listening to you think, she might be able to help me. Who do you typically help?
Do you know what I would say? It's not that necessarily it's my ideal, but what my forte happens to be because of where I live and the environment that I'm in, it is that hyper successful man who might be either single or going through a divorce or like in relationships, whatever it is. But that hyper successful man, I can almost navigate him very well because I know the type of women he attracts. I know the type of problems he'll have. I know the emotional disconnect because overworking is a coping mechanism. So to become a hyper successful man, you have to foster skills that are not transferable to a relationship. And that's why he's so hyper successful. So it's usually a coping mechanism. It's usually a way of, tuning out what's really going on in the real world. It's an addiction. It's no different to alcohol, but it's just one that society promotes. And so I kind of see through the facade a bit with that hyper successful man. And then we can break that down and get him connected to his true self.
Okay. So for all of you that are listening, watching out there, that's the kind of person that she helps. And so if you're that kind of person, then reach.
And dates.
So tell me, lastly, before we finish, have you enjoyed being on the podcast?
I've loved it. You know what's so funny? Before we got here, we're like winging it almost, but now wasn't it great?
Well, I put a lot of time and effort into it.
You didn't know who I was. I came in and he was like, you are.
I said to the guys on the team, and they'll be able to vouch for it. I met this girl the other night. And she needs to come on the podcast.
Blew me away.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said it.
She was great.
I'm really charming in person, aren't I?
Much better in person than you are, because when you watch your videos and your content on social, you're stern, you're serious, you're a bundle of fun.
Yeah, but you would never know that on social media. Like, I'm so fun in real life, but on social media, I'm like 3 reasons why your wife's gonna leave you, and it's like very negative. 3 reasons why, and it's just very stern, and so people take me really wrong. But if you know me in person, the thing is, the psychology stuff is 2% of my personality. If you know me in person, it's just a completely different energy, but then I happen to have the psychology stuff. So online, it's a completely different version. So I'm glad we met on a non-podcast version, environment first, and then we got to do the podcast.
For sure, for sure.
Is it harder to take me serious when you know me in person?
I think it's when you don't know someone, you have to try. I mean, I've interviewed 250 people, so when you don't know someone, you have to try and connect with them so you consume a lot of content. I think I saw your content. I thought I need to have her on the show. I then met you. Yeah. And look, the bottom line is you're a sweetheart. I really am. You're really, you're lovely and you're friendly and you're vulnerable, and I like that about you as well. Yeah. So it's just a joy to be around you.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. We have to do this again.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Welcome to my course on masculinity, and in this course not only will I be able to completely transform your understanding of women, but on a more personal level, you will enhance your self-esteem, self-respect, and your boundaries. The goal of this course is to take a man that has absolutely fantastic intentions, wants to find love, wants to commit, wants to have a good, healthy relationship, but is finding that he's constantly running into women who are narcissistic, who are disrespectful, who are disloyal. Now, if you are finding that continuously, then there must be something in your engagement with women that is causing this. What my course will do is look at where this problem comes from, how to resolve it, how to communicate effectively with men and women, and how to command respect. Most importantly, how to improve your self-respect. And throughout the course, you'll be given interactive sessions, but with course materials to help you channel and journal your learning. So if you are interested in becoming the most masculine version of yourself,